Africa is at a stage where the economies are starting to mature. You're starting to see consumers grow into that middle class, and that consumer base is increasingly urban and very mobilely savvy. So they're in a great spot to take advantage of basically leapfrogging the traditional pitfalls that retail has faced as the markets have emerged.
All right, so what you're saying is it's not just low base effect, but it's kind of like when we went from fixed line, digging up roads in the ground to lay copper cable to mobile. They've also had the ability to make sort of a quantum technology leap as well.
That's exactly right. When you think about the way retail is developed in traditional markets or the Western markets, it's been built on this infrastructure that is very legacy in nature. And so you have all these retailers trying to figure out what to do with brick and mortar and their supply chains that are very inflexible. When you look at Africa, they have the advantage of a modern consumer that's emerging without that same legacy infrastructure drain. So what we're seeing is retail concepts and retail experiences that are built for a modern consumer from the ground up, as opposed to transitioning from more legacy structures to modern structures.
So it's not just like taking a Western model and trying to drop it onto Africa and hoping it'll work. I mean, they developed their own sort of idiosyncratic ways of doing things, ground up. In particular, just give us some examples. I mean, how do people shop differently online in Africa?
Well, it's not so much that they shop differently. It's that's where they shop first. So you think about a consumer that's very comfortable with mobile payments. About 50% of the world's mobile commerce is done in Africa, mobile to mobile payments. So that's an example of a market that's very flexible and very digitally savvy before you even start with the legacy physical cash transactions.
Okay. And how fast are these some of these names scaling?
Well, the market's growing at about 9% a year overall in Africa. Now, it's a mistake to look at Africa as one particular market. It's a collection of a lot of different national markets that are emerging. One of the things that we've seen, though, is that inter-regional trade in Africa is very low. It's only about 18%, which means that there is going to be a grown-up effect of more intra-regional commerce where the growth is coming from within Africa. So you're going to see a little bit of homogenization of retail in that area.